Imagine waking up every day feeling like life is against you. Bills pile up, opportunities seem distant, and success, well, it seems reserved for other people. That's exactly how Andrew felt for years. No money, no prospects, and an avalanche of doubts about the future. But then, something changed. It wasn't a stroke of luck. It wasn't an unexpected inheritance. It was such a powerful internal transformation that, within a few years, he went from being in debt to a millionaire, simply by changing the way he thought about money and abundance. This isn't just another motivational story. It's real proof that the law of attraction works. And in this video, you will discover exactly how he did it, step by step, so that you too can apply these principles and transform your financial life. Because the truth is that wealth doesn't start in the pocket, it starts in the mind. And if you want to unlock this success mindset, stay with me until the end, because today you're going to learn something that could change everything. If this idea already makes you think differently, click the like button and subscribe to the channel. Now, tell me in the comments, what is the biggest difficulty you face when it comes to money? I want to know your story, because together we can rewrite it. For years, Andrew lived trapped in a cycle that seemed impossible to break. Overdue bills, sleepless nights thinking about the future, a constant feeling of failure. Every attempt to improve his financial life seemed to turn into another obstacle, as if the universe was conspiring against him. He saw other people prosper and asked himself, why not me? Despair became routine, and the idea of success seemed like a distant fantasy. But then, something happened. It was one night, after another frustrating day, that he found himself staring at his own reflection in the mirror, feeling a mixture of anger and sadness. But at that moment, a question appeared in his mind, almost like a whisper. What if the problem isn't the outside world? What if it's the way I think? That hit hard. For the first time, he realized that perhaps life was just reflecting his deepest beliefs. He grew up hearing that money was difficult, that wealth was for the few, that rich people were greedy. Without realizing it, he was feeding a scarcity mindset every day. It was there that everything started to change. He decided that before he could transform his bank account, he needed to transform his mind. That night, he made a pact with himself. From that moment on, he would no longer allow himself to think of himself as broken. He wanted to discover how rich people thought, how they acted, how they saw money. What started as a simple curiosity soon became an obsession with understanding the millionaire mind. And it was that decision, that single moment of clarity, that set everything in motion. If you've ever felt like you're stuck in a never-ending cycle, know this: change starts in your mindset. And if you are ready to reprogram your way of thinking and open the doors of abundance, leave a comment saying, I choose wealth, because this is the first step to changing your reality. The first thing Andrew realized was how conditioned his mind was for scarcity. He had a habit of saying phrases like, money doesn't grow on trees, it's very difficult to get rich, that's not for me. And the more he repeated these beliefs, the more his reality reflected just that. It was then that he decided to do something radical. Replace every thought of limitation with a new vision of abundance. At first, it was difficult. He found himself falling back into old patterns, doubting, feeling like he was just fooling himself. But he knew his brain needed new references. So, he started surrounding himself with success stories, reading books about wealth, watching interviews with millionaires. He wanted to understand how these people thought, because they clearly saw money differently. And that's when a shocking truth became clear. The rich didn't see money as a problem, but rather as a tool. They didn't talk about lack, they talked about possibilities. They didn't worry about what they didn't have, but rather how they could create more. He decided to apply this same principle to his own life. Every morning, before he even got out of bed, he visualized his future as a rich and prosperous man. He imagined his bank account growing, the businesses he wanted to build, the freedom of being able to travel, invest, help other people. And throughout the day, whenever a negative thought would arise, he would immediately change it to something positive. If I caught myself thinking, this is too expensive, I corrected it to, how can I generate more money to have this? If he felt afraid of failing, he reminded himself, success is a matter of persistence, not luck. Little by little, something began to change. He realized that when he felt internally prosperous, his reality began to respond differently. Opportunities that previously seemed invisible began to emerge. People started treating him differently. And, most importantly, he began to truly believe that wealth was an inevitable destiny, as long as he continued to cultivate this mindset. If you also want to transform your relationship with money, start now. Choose a negative belief you have about wealth and reframe it. Write in the comments which belief you want to replace and which abundance thought you will adopt in its place. This is the first step to reprogramming your mind and paving the way for a new financial reality. After changing his mindset, Andrew realized something essential. Thoughts create opportunities, but it's actions that turn those opportunities into reality. It wasn't enough to just visualize wealth. He needed to act like someone who was already rich. And that didn't mean spending money you didn't have or living on appearances, but rather developing daily habits that aligned your energy with abundance. The first thing he did was change his attitude towards money. Instead of treating money with fear and anxiety, he began to see it as a flow, something that could be managed and expanded. He stopped complaining about the bills and started thanking them, because he understood that each payment was proof that he had access to goods and services that made his life easier. He created a daily ritual where, upon waking up, he would say out loud, "Money comes to me from expected and unexpected sources. I am a magnet for prosperity." At first, it seemed strange, but over time, these words began to shape their emotions and attitudes. Another crucial change was the way he acted on a daily basis. He began to dress better, behave more confidently, speak more clearly. He knew that rich people emanated a different energy and decided that, even before he had millions in the bank, he would behave like someone who deserved success. He also began to value his time in a completely new way. Instead of wasting hours on distractions, he started studying, planning, looking for new opportunities. He created the habit of writing down ideas because he realized that often the difference between a millionaire and someone ordinary was just the willingness to put a good idea into practice. And most importantly, he adopted financial discipline. He began saving a percentage of what he earned, no matter how small the amount. He understood that wealth is not just about earning more, but about managing what you have intelligently. He created the habit of investing in knowledge because he knew that the more he learned, the more money he could generate. And, little by little, this new routine began to produce results. First came small achievements, more job opportunities, new connections, an increase in income. Then came the big victories, and that's when he realized that it all started with small daily habits. If you want to attract abundance into your life, start now. Choose a wealth habit that you can adopt from today and write in the comments what it will be. Small daily actions create a millionaire future, and yours begins the moment you decide to act. The change in Andrew's mindset and habits began to pay off, but the real turning point came with a decision. It was an ordinary day, like any other, until an opportunity arose. A friend mentioned an investment, a new business idea, a chance to take a bigger step. But, as always happens before a big change, fear crept in, doubt whispered. What if it doesn't work? What if you lose everything? What if it's a mistake? For years, that voice was what kept him stuck in the same reality. But in that moment, he realized there was another, more powerful question. What if this changes my life? He remembered everything he had learned about the law of attraction. Did you know that wealth favors those who are willing to act, those who trust in their own potential? And for the first time, instead of hesitating, he decided to behave like the millionaire version of himself. In an instant, he made the decision that would change everything. He joined the project, invested in the business, bet on himself without guarantees. At first, it was uncomfortable. The fear was still there, but something different happened. This time, he didn't let fear paralyze him. And that's when the universe responded. The business started to grow faster than he imagined. Right people emerged, unexpected opportunities appeared. Money began to flow in ways that previously seemed impossible. Within a few months, he was already living a completely different reality. What once seemed like a risk was now the best decision he had ever made. But he knew that none of this would have happened if he had chosen to stay where he was, stuck in his comfort zone. It was at that moment that he understood a powerful truth. Wealth never comes to those who wait for the perfect opportunity. It comes to those who say yes before they even know exactly how everything will happen. Because the truth is that success is never guaranteed, but stagnation always is. If you keep making the same decisions, you will get the same results. But if you dare to go a step further, you could open doors you never imagined. Now, stop and think. Is there a decision that you have been putting off out of fear? Any opportunity that you feel could change your life, but haven't yet had the courage to accept? Write in the comments. What decision can transform your future? Because the moment you decide to act, your new life begins. After Andrew transformed his financial life, he realized something he had never noticed before. Rich people see the world in a completely different way. It wasn't just luck, intelligence, or favorable circumstances. There was a formula, a pattern that they all followed, and he had finally discovered it. The first secret was that wealth was not just about money, but about mindset. Rich people didn't talk about lack, they didn't worry about scarcity, they didn't believe that money was something difficult to get. Instead, they saw money as energy, something that flows to those who know how to manage, multiply, and respect that energy. Another essential point he realized was that the rich never depended on just one source of income. While most people were stuck in the cycle of paychecks and bills, never thinking beyond that, millionaires always had multiple streams of money coming in. They invested, they created businesses, they found ways to make money work for them. And the most impressive? They didn't start when they were already rich. They created these opportunities long before they saw the results. They knew that abundance comes to those who act even before they have everything perfectly planned. But what really differentiated the rich from the rest was the way they dealt with failure. While most people saw a mistake as a sign to give up, millionaires saw every failure as an essential learning experience. They understood that success does not happen in a straight line, but rather through attempts, adjustments, and persistence. They were not afraid of making mistakes because they knew that each mistake brought them even closer to the right result. And there was one more crucial element in this formula: the way they related to other people. Millionaires always sought to connect with brilliant minds, learn from those who had already arrived, exchange ideas, and create strategic alliances. They knew that the environment you are in directly influences your results, and that is why they avoided surrounding themselves with negative people or people who were always complaining about life. When Andrew understood all of these principles, it became clear why his life had changed. He not only learned how to attract money, but also how to keep it, multiply it, and use it intelligently. And now he knew that this same formula was available to anyone who was willing to apply it. The question was simple: are you ready to think and act like someone born into wealth? If your answer is yes, write in the comments, "I choose this millionaire mentality," because this is the key to opening the doors of abundance. Now that you know Andrew's journey and the secrets that millionaires apply every day, the most important question is, how can you use this now to transform your own future? The good news is that you don't have to wait years to see changes happen. Small adjustments to the way you think and act can start to open doors right away. The first step is to identify the beliefs that have limited you until now. Every time you think that money is hard to earn, that wealth is for the few, or that success depends on luck, you are programming your mind for scarcity. Today, you have the chance to change that. Take a piece of paper and write down what your current beliefs about money are. Now rewrite each of them in a positive way. If before you thought, "I never have any money left," change it to, "I always find new ways to generate wealth." If you believe that success is not for me, replace it with, "I am capable of creating the life I want." This exercise seems simple, but it's the first step to reprogramming your mind. And if you've ever wondered why some people make a lot of money easily, while you, even with so much sacrifice, study, and dedication, can't prosper, if you want to discover the secrets that helped me unlock my mind and go from debt to millionaire in less than 1 year, I have something amazing for you. In my new book, Rich Mind, I'm going to show you that getting rich is easy, and that what's really difficult is convincing yourself of it. If you want to put an end, once and for all, to your hidden enemies who sabotage your success and unlock your mind to make money towards the life you deserve, I will leave the official link for you to download the Rich Mind ebook here in the description and in the first comment pinned to this video. Dare to think differently. Let's continue. The next change needs to happen in the way you act. Do you already behave like someone who is ready for success? Do you invest your time in knowledge, development, and creating opportunities? Or are you still stuck in old habits that don't take you anywhere? The difference between those who prosper and those who stagnate lies in their daily actions. If you want wealth, start acting like someone who attracts wealth. Establish habits that reinforce this mentality. Read books about finance and entrepreneurship, learn to invest, develop a new skill that can generate extra income. Small actions done every day create a powerful cumulative effect, and a year from now you can look back and see how much your life has changed. But perhaps the most important step of all is making a decision. Thousands of people learn about the law of attraction and never do anything with that knowledge. They find it interesting, they feel inspired, but then they go back to the same old routine. Don't let this happen to you. Decide now that your financial life will change. Choose a habit, a thought, or an action that you will implement from today, and write in the comments what it will be. This is the time to show the universe that you are ready to receive the abundance that has always been yours. Now you know the truth. Wealth is not a matter of luck, destiny, or external circumstances. It starts within you, in the way you think, feel, and act every day. Andrew didn't become a millionaire because he had a lucky break, but because he decided to change his mindset and align his actions with the future he wanted. And if he could do it, so can you. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the decision to start now. Not tomorrow, not when conditions are perfect, because they never will be. Change happens when you choose to act, when you choose to believe, when you choose to break old patterns and build a new reality. So do it now. Take everything you learned in this video and put it into practice. Reprogram your mind for abundance. Start acting like someone who already attracts wealth. Say yes to opportunities, even when fear appears. And, above all, commit to this new path, because success is not a one-time event, but a continuous process of growth and evolution. Are you ready for this? If your answer is yes, write in the comments. My millionaire mindset starts now. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do so now and turn on notifications. Because this is just the beginning of your journey towards wealth, and in the next videos, you will discover even more strategies to transform your financial life. Your millionaire future begins the moment you choose to believe. The choice is in your hands.